Hi everybody, it's Vitaly from Codlibri, and in today's video we are going to talk about custom WordPress development and in particular what phases are there into a custom WordPress developed website. First of all, let's talk about a design. It's a very common phase every agencies are following, and they are basically building a nice Figma with different templates, so on and so on, which at some point will be transferred into custom WordPress website. Before starting the actual development, what really development teams need is to have a UI kit. And depending on the project, they may look differently, but some common like parts of the UI kit is that, apologies, there are some color styles, there are some hover effects, typography, logo, icons, different cards that are used on a project, drop-downs, lists, checkbox, blah, blah, blah. Every repeatable element, actually. So your website is actually like a block of elements that can be used in a different ways. And basically this works only with a custom development, because with the page builders, whatever is not available under customizer or a page builder setting, some global ones, you will not be able to replicate it, and you will be styling things again and again. So when the design is ready, UI kit is ready, sitemap is clear and, let's say, understandable by the developers, we are starting looking into like pages itself. And the quickest and the best way, I would say, for understanding the project is to walk through it, slice it into sections where this one is like section number 1, section number 2, number 3, and so on and so on. Unique sections can be used on different pages for custom themes, and they don't really slow down the development. So if one element is overused on like 10 pages, the difference is only, filling the content for these pages, is not duplicating the element and making sure that styles are the same, because they are. Then your website will have certain structure. I think sitemap would help a lot in this case, but what really important to understand that there is a thing called post type in WordPress, and it's basically a group of pages that have similar meaning, I would say. For example, on our agency website, it's services. Services is like kind of page, but it's own standalone thing. Pages are used for like homepage, contact us page, but services are used for our services like WordPress development, WordPress migration, WordPress design, so on and so on. In your clients, it also could be testimonials, which is a great example. For example, we here have testimonial sections, and this, when you click on this testimonial, you land on a single testimonial page, which looks like this. So basically everything that can have its own page, plus have a page with a like general review for like all testimonials or all blogs or all services or all properties, something like that, is called a custom post type. So you basically slice your project into sections and custom post types. Then there are some global elements. Global elements are the elements with the same design and content over the website, I would say. So in our case, you can see some call to action right here, and we are using the same content on call to actions on different pages. So they are global elements. Then there could be a template. Template is a page with like a predefined set of components. So for example, homepage we are using as a flexible page. So all the sections that are developed on the project, they can be dropped into a homepage. But a page like usually like block archive page is a template. just because nobody really adds multiple sections below it or above. It's not something that is being editable often. So it's just a template where this is part of a template and admin can probably just uh, switch the form. He can select the, or maybe even if it's latest, if it's not featured, if it's latest insight or blog post, it's being there automatically. And each post you post, you create, it automatically appears on this page. So we've defined all these. Developers understand how things are being editable. What now? Now we are going to UI kit and basically we are creating a page. Let me see, we should have this. Let's try UI kit. Yeah, we do. Developer creates a page with the variables and stuff that will be used in the project and basically making sure that on this starting phase, everything is ready for expanding the website as much as you need, because all these elements will be repeated under any pages that will be created in the future. Once we've done that, we are starting working usually page by page. Most clients really want to see the homepage first, and it's the longest, really longest page that needs to be created because you set up a project. I mean, set up the theme, the kit, you start with the UI kits and you do header, footer, and then you build the unique blocks that are not being repeated over these pages. And that's why this page can took like a week to build, but then you're going to all other pages and all these elements are repeated, and like there can be 2-3 pages per day easily developed because the sections and components are repeated and the developers adding only like one new section per day, I would say, and all others are just filling the content and some minor quality assurance. Then the homepage is done, the templates are done, content is being filled. If there is any old website, the stuff is migrated to a new website. What's next? Next, it's quality assurance. So let me see. We are doing basically everything in our Asana board, and I would love to show you something how this looks. I need a task with a million billion subtasks. I just recently completed everything. Yeah, well, this homepage, for example, you see quality assurance manager walks through the design and make a lot of points that developer afterwards is fixing. For example, our homepage had 30 points, right? We still have something. Okay, I don't know if they're done or not, but that's something for internal team to work out. But basically, the page looks great. And when this is done, we are, as a white label agency, usually showing this to digital agency like owners, directors, or project managers. And then, if it would be a commercial project for a client, this website would end up in a decision maker on the client side of the digital agency who works with us. And then this client, it's me in my case, would have some final, feedback, how everything feels, how everything looks. Usually it's like 5 more points which are not directly referred to design, just something that feels differently when the page is built. It could be like performance stuff, like is page loading fast enough? Are the images good quality enough? Or like somebody feels it's too optimized, I'd say. And when this is also done, we are coming to a pre-launch phase where two basically important steps. Number one is to integrate all the analytics and stuff like on our website, it's different pixels it will be also contact forms. Make sure that all the buttons are working fine. I mean, nothing is a placeholder. Everything actually leads to a certain page. And then we have a pre-live checklist, which is basically like 30 to 50, I think it's 55 points right now. These are the points that should be checked before any website goes live. Like remove everything we don't need after development, update everything, make sure everything works, and so on and so on. Once this is done, there is a backup which is created every time, and website is moving from a development environment to a production one. And that's how custom WordPress websites are built. If you have any questions or have separate meaning how this could be built, welcome to the comments and let's discuss. It was Vitali from Codelibre. I wish you everybody a nice weekend, Good Friday, whatever you're having a day right now, and see you next week. Bye-bye.